In a world of over 8 billion restless souls, some houses stand in absolute silence at the edge of existence. No neighbors, no roads, nothing but thin walls against the merciless ocean, rock, and wind. A lone house on a remote island, a fragile shelter clinging to a rock in a raging river, homes built on cliffs where one storm can cut off all escape. Is this true freedom or the deepest loneliness? Welcome to the most isolated houses on Earth. Waves crash violently against the rugged coastline of Brittany. L'Argumont Lighthouse valiantly defends its rocky perch against the relentless Atlantic. Erected in 1911, this solitary structure is far more than a beacon. It is a declaration of human tenacity in the face of nature's wrath. Its very existence speaks to a time when engineers dared to defy the elements. They crafted a monolith that has become synonymous with survival. 18 meters above the churning sea, L'Argumont is a sanctuary for keepers. They endure isolation that few can fathom. Year after year, they monitor the tides and storms. They battle not only the ferocity of the ocean, but their own psychological desolation. Lighthouse keeper Theodore Malgorn once faced a 25-foot rogue wave. This event was immortalized in a photograph that caught him moments before disaster. That image encapsulated the lighthouse's spirit, one man against nature's fury. But the true story of L'Argumont is woven into the daily existence of those who dwell within. Storms rage, windows rattle, and the isolation grows thick like the fog. Yet amidst the chaos, there are moments of astonishing beauty. The sun sets behind heavy clouds, casting golden light upon the churning depths. This reminds the keeper of life's fragility. What many don't realize is that L'Argumont has become a symbol of hope for maritime travelers. Its light, visible for miles, guides ships safely through treacherous waters. Each year, thousands flock to admire its fierce resilience. They take photographs that portray not just a lighthouse, but a beacon of courage. This courage stands against overwhelming odds. L'Argumont isn't merely a building, it is a living entity. It is a reminder of human spirit forged in isolation. As waves crash and winds howl, the lighthouse remains. It is an unwavering light piercing through the darkness. It echoes endurance against nature's boundless fury. On the rugged edge of Iceland lies Elithee Island. There, unsolicited by time, sits an unassuming house. It is a relic of human ambition amid the wild. Built in 1953 as a retreat for puffin hunters, this solitary structure has become a paradox. It is an emblem of isolation, yet brimming with historical significance. Accessible only by boat in fair weather, the island is devoid of roads. It is surrounded by towering waves and the eerie call of seabirds. These sounds pierce the dense silence. This refuge serves a singular purpose. It provides shelter from nature's unrelenting grip. Rainwater captured from its slanted roof is the sole source of sustenance. Life here is defined by a juxtaposition. It is the beauty of untouched wilderness and the raw force of the Atlantic below. The house stands proud against the harshness. It is an outline of white against volcanic black. It is a visual poem of survival. A curious fact is that during winter storms, the very cliffs that cradle it can shift. This reminds any who venture close of the Earth's volatile temperament. Inside, the simplicity is striking. There are no modern conveniences, no distractions. It is just the essence of existence distilled into its purest form. A modest fireplace, old wooden beams, and windows that frame the horizon are all that separate the inhabitants from the elements. Yet the island whispers secrets of its past. Intrepid hunters once braved the seas, threading narrow paths across jagged rocks in pursuit of their quarry. Elithee Island is not merely a place. It challenges the very notion of human endurance and connection. It evokes questions about solitude and seclusion. As the wind howls outside, it weaves tales of those who have walked its grounds. Encountering this isolated house ignites a yearning for both freedom and belonging. Here, detachment is profound, yet strangely comforting. As the waves continue their eternal dance, Elithee envelops in a quiet resolve. It invites the question: in a world rushing towards connectivity, can we find life's essence in isolation? High amidst the austere peaks of the Italian Alps, Bivacco Buffer di Pereiro emerges from granite crags like a lone star in a midnight sky. This small mountain hut, constructed at 2,800 meters, is not merely a shelter, it's a sanctuary for adventurers. These adventurers seek refuge in the unyielding embrace of nature. Built in 1983, it was named after a local climber, embodying a spirit of pioneering exploration. This spirit resonates deeply within the climbing community. The structure is stark. Its walls a patchwork of weathered metal and stone. It blends seamlessly into the landscape. Unadorned and utilitarian, the hut contains just a few sleeping quarters, a stove and a storage journal. This journal is filled with the musings of those who have sought solace within its confines. Despite its minimalist nature, each corner holds echoes of laughter and camaraderie. These echoes unite strangers bound by a common love for the mountains. The journey to Buffer di Pereiro is a rite of passage, challenging even the most seasoned climbers. A grueling trek along rocky paths leads to breathtaking vistas. These vistas all seem to flow into an endless horizon. At the summit, one finds an acute awareness of both vulnerability and strength. This juxtaposition defines the mountaineering experience. It's said that on particularly clear days, one can see the Monviso Peak presiding in the distance. This peak is a reminder of the vastness of this rugged wilderness. But it's not solely the views that leave an indelible mark. It's the stories whispered among its visitors. Tales of triumph and tragedy mingle as climbers recount their adventures. These stories capture the raw essence of human spirit against an indifferent backdrop. Notably, this bivouac relies purely on solar energy, showcasing human resilience and innovation in a harsh environment. Bivacco Buffer di Pereiro is a paradox. It's a place where solitude and companionship coexist. It houses dreams and aspirations amid the brutality of nature. Here, the only certainty lies in the unpredictable dance between man and mountain. This dance is a perpetual dialogue of respect and awe in this Italian paradise. At 15,781 feet, Capanna Margherita clings precariously to the edge of the world. It is perched atop the icy expanse of the Monte Rosa Massif. This high-altitude refuge is forged from steel and stone. It serves not merely as shelter, but as a resilient outpost of human tenacity. It stands amidst the relentless embrace of the Alps. It was established in 1893, a bold proclamation of adventure. It is a beacon for climbers and explorers who seek the sublime. They search for beauty in the most inhospitable environments. The air here is sharp, each breath a labor against the thinning atmosphere. Inside, walls adorned with photographs tell tales of those who ventured into the void. Laughter echoes against the cold metal like a heartbeat frozen in time. Remarkably, it is not just a sanctuary for climbers. It houses a small seasonal cafe for weary trekkers. They can sip hot coffee while gazing at sprawling glaciers. The glaciers' crevasses whisper secrets older than mankind. The ascent to this lofty haven is no casual stroll. Climbers navigate treacherous ice fields and dizzying ridges. The altitude tests both body and spirit. Amongst the panorama, a curious sight often captures the eye. The glacier's slow, grinding dance reminds us of nature's perpetual reshaping. Notably, Capanna Margherita is also the highest building in Europe. This fact carries both pride and a sense of surrealism. This mere shelter, an existential challenge, soars higher than most ambitions. Even in the harshest winter, it remains a hub of activity. Seasoned mountaineers and novices alike are drawn to the allure of the unknown. The night brings an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional hum of a generator. The distant rumble of shifting ice can also be heard. Each star shines with an intensity that speaks to the dreams of countless adventurers. They stared into this abyss, hearts racing with exhilaration and fear alike. Capanna Margherita is more than a refuge. It is a haunting reminder that in the darkest, coldest places, humanity stretches toward the light. We reach for transcendence and hope for warmth amid the frost. On the precipice of Yangshuo's limestone casts, the cliffside capsule teeters between human ambition and nature's indifference. This innovative structure hangs from a cliff face, a sleek glass and steel cocoon that dares to defy gravity and convention. Built to provide an immersive experience of the mountainous surroundings, it invites guests to witness the dynamic dance of clouds and peaks. From a vantage point few dare to penetrate, the capsule is more than just a transient shelter. It's a narrative of design ingenuity, where architecture and environment coalesce. With the Li River winding through the valley below, the landscape unveils its artistic strokes. Undulating hills, verdant rice paddies, and ephemeral mists kiss the ground. Here, isolation transforms into communion with the wild, where silence speaks louder than words, and every breath fills the lungs with the essence of raw beauty. Constructed with sustainability in mind, the design incorporates solar panels and rainwater collection. This minimizes its ecological footprint. Amidst the grandeur of the natural world, it stands as a stark reminder that luxury can coexist with responsibility. In the most untamed of environments, visitors often discover that the capsule's transparency invites them into an intimate dialogue with nature. At night, it becomes a canvas for starry skies that transform the experience into a dreamscape. The journey to this cliffside retreat is not for the faint-hearted. A narrow, winding path leads adventurers to the entrance, and every step demands a visceral connection to both fear and thrill. Along this route, one can encounter local legends of the region. These are stories of spirits that guard the hills, and of the resilient farmers whose ancestors have tended the land for generations. As the day yields to twilight, the capsule glows gently against the deepening blue. It serves as a beacon for those seeking solace and adventure. In a world obsessed with the familiar and the comfortable, this daring structure compels us to ask, how far are we willing to go to find ourselves? At the summit of Mount Tianju, where clouds embrace rugged granite, the Taoist Golden Hall emerges as an intricate fusion of architecture and spirituality. This sacred structure doesn't just inhabit the mountain. It seems to grow from it, blending seamlessly into the ancient landscape that surrounds it. Completed in the 17th century, this hall served as a sanctuary for Taoist monks and a place for pilgrims to seek enlightenment amid the whispers of nature. Despite its elevation of over 1,500 meters, reaching the Golden Hall requires neither a helicopter nor divine intervention, just perseverance. It is a steep ascent through dense forests and treacherous stone pathways, marking the physical journey toward transcendence. Here the air buzzes with energy, infused by centuries of devotion. Each step taken becomes a ritual, as the path twists and turns, revealing unexpected vistas that echo the struggles and triumphs of countless seekers before you. Inside, the hall glows from within, adorned with intricate carvings and vibrant murals that tell stories of the cosmos and ancient philosophy. They remind us, amidst our daily chaos, of a deeper connection to the universe. In an astonishing feat of engineering, the roof is said to have been constructed without nails, a technique that both safeguards it from the elements and emphasizes resilience. This place has endured storms, earthquakes, and the relentless march of time. Yet it stands firm, a spiritual anchor amid the wild. Here, the Taoist Golden Hall is more than just a structure. It is a living embodiment of harmony between humanity and the natural world. The surrounding cliffs resonate with the echoes of prayer and meditation, creating an almost tangible silence that envelops seekers. There are no distractions, only the profound quietude that helps one listen to the heartbeat of existence itself. In this sanctuary, high above the world, the Taoist Golden Hall invites you to ponder. Can true peace be found when the sky meets the earth? The question lingers long after the ascent, echoing in the winds, a whisper of eternity. At 11,700 feet above sea level, the Sphinx Observatory punctuates the stark beauty of the Swiss Alps. It is an engineering triumph woven into the fabric of the Jungfrau Massif. This high-altitude research facility is not merely a structure. It is a bold assertion of human curiosity, clinging defiantly to the edge of ice and eternity. Here, science meets the sublime as researchers explore the mysteries of cosmic phenomena. They study glaciology and climate change in a world that is both fragile and fierce. The observatory, constructed in the 1990s, is an extension of a cable car station. It shuttles visitors and scientists alike into an otherworldly realm. A swirling sea of clouds beneath paints the landscape with ephemeral strokes. The peaks above pierce the sky like ancient sentinels. Domed and glass-clad, the observatory lets in the light. It shields occupants from the harsh alpine winds that howl like a wild beast. This is where human ambition finds its limits and its potential in the same breath. Inside, the air is thin, the atmosphere electric with possibility. Researchers monitor the interactions of cosmic rays. They study the effects of climate change on glaciers that have stood for eons. These glaciers are now receding at alarming rates. Unique to this site, the observatory benefits from high-altitude conditions. These conditions provide unparalleled clarity, allowing scientists to capture data pivotal for understanding our planet's future. Surprisingly, just outside its walls, Visitors are greeted by a vast expanse. Indigenous wildlife, such as the nimble chamois, roams against a backdrop of snow-clad giants. And if conditions are right, the auroras dance across the horizon. They ignite the sky in fleeting whispers of color. The Sphinx Observatory is not merely an observation point. It is a bridge between our terrestrial existence and the vast universe beyond. In this cathedral of scientific inquiry, we confront our insignificance. We discover the profound truths of nature. Here, amidst ice and sky, we realize to seek knowledge is to embrace the very essence of being alive. High above the lowland forests of Papua, the korowai tree houses pierce the canopy. It is an extraordinary sight, woven seamlessly into the fabric of nature. These homes, perched between the earth and sky, are no mere dwellings. They are tangible expressions of a lifestyle deeply attuned to the rainforest. This tradition has been practiced for generations by the korowai people. Wood and woven vines become the very essence of survival. Constructed high to escape flooding, deterring snakes and evading intruders. These structures reach up to 50 feet above ground, ingeniously crafted from sago palms and tree trunks. They sway gently with the wind. This provides a unique interaction between the elements and the spirit of their inhabitants. Life in these lofty homes revolves around the rhythms of the jungle. Hunting, gathering, and storytelling blend into a harmonious existence. The korowai are among the last tribes on Earth, still living primarily in tree houses. This choice reflects both tradition and necessity. Their ability to adapt to the challenges of the rainforest, from torrential rains to swarming insects, showcases an ancient wisdom that remains vibrant. This is a world quick to forget such connections. Surprisingly, the korowai do not just coexist with nature. They hold a profound spiritual belief that the trees possess identities of their own. These trees serve as guardians against the chaos of the outside world. They navigate the towering trunks with a grace born from years of practice. Using wooden ladders and ropes, they resemble the very vines surrounding them. Yet change encroaches upon their lives. Outside influences loom larger every day, threatening not just their homes, but the fabric of their culture. As their territory faces the advance of logging and development, new tensions arise. This forces a reckoning of identity and existence. Amid a rapidly altering landscape, the korowai tree houses are more than structures. They are a celebration of resilience, intertwining humanity with nature in a delicate balance. Here, above the jungle floor, one can ponder the ultimate question: what does it mean to truly belong? Drifting through the inky depths of space, the International Space Station floats like a silvery thread. It weaves together nations and dreams. Launched in 1998, this orbital laboratory is more than just a collection of interconnected modules. It is a fragile human ambition suspended above our turbulent planet. Here, scientists from diverse cultures converge, sharing knowledge and purpose. They test the limits of what humanity can achieve together, orbiting the Earth at a staggering 17,500 miles per hour. The ISS completes a full revolution every 90 minutes. Imagine witnessing 16 sunrises and sunsets each day. It is a dance of celestial light against the backdrop of infinity. Yet it is not just speed that defines this extraordinary vessel. It is home to groundbreaking research in microgravity. Experiments in biology, physics, and materials science unfold in real time. They reveal secrets of our universe and potential advancements for life on Earth. Life aboard the ISS is a blend of routine and exhilaration. Astronauts exercise for 2 hours daily to counteract bone density loss caused by weightlessness. Eating, sleeping, working, and even social interactions become a unique challenge. In this environment, pouring water turns into an art form as it floats in tiny orbs. These challenges are met with resolute humor. They forge bonds that transcend borders as they share meals and laughter from miles above. Amidst this scientific journey, one fact stuns. The ISS is visible to the naked eye from Earth. It is a glowing beacon often mistaken for a shooting star. This connection serves as a reminder of our shared existence. Countless hopeful eyes search the night sky. Additionally, it orbits outside the reach of traditional borders. Here, national allegiance gives way to a shared destiny. The International Space Station is a canvas painted with human ingenuity, perseverance, and unity. It offers a fleeting glimpse of what we can achieve when we look beyond our earthly divisions. Above the fray of conflict and chaos, it floats. It is a silver emblem of hope for a collective future among the stars. On the edge of a 1,000-foot drop, a small convenience store clings to the vertical cliffs of a remote village in China. This unassuming shop, known as the Cliffside Convenience Store, is not merely a place to purchase goods. It's a lifeline, a community hub where daily life meets the sheer drama of nature. Its walls are crafted from weathered wood, a fitting tribute to the rugged landscape it inhabits. Buyers arrive by traversing precarious paths carved into the rock, a dizzying journey that tests their resolve. Every step taken is a reminder of the gravity of existence. Here in this high-altitude realm, mundane items like rice and toilet paper become commodities of adventure. They are purchased against a backdrop of towering cliffs and sweeping valleys. The store caters to a population that has mastered the art of vertical living. Homes are built into the mountainside, a testament to human adaptability. It's a unique microcosm. Many visitors find themselves not only intrigued by the goods, but by the stories exchanged within its walls. These are whispers of endurance and community, laughter shared over cans of soda. Each transaction is a ritual, a moment of connection in a place where the distance from city life is not only physical but spiritual. This store also serves an unexpected role in education. Enterprising locals offer guided tour to tourists, sharing tales of resourcefulness. These tales reveal how one remote place can forge bonds of kinship amid isolation. A granite island thrusts skyward from the surging tides of Normandy. Its silhouette is a daring defiance against the encroaching sea. Mont Saint-Michel is not merely an island. It is a profound narrative of humanity's struggle against nature. A medieval fortress crowned by a Gothic abbey pierces the clouds. This architectural gem emerges from the bay like a dream. It is anchored in time, yet ever-evolving. It is a confluence of faith, history, and ingenuity. Erected in the 8th century, the abbey began as a humble sanctuary. It was a place for monks seeking solitude. Over the centuries, it transformed into a vibrant town. Houses cling to the rock, and narrow streets echo with prayers. These streets have witnessed centuries of pilgrimage. The tides play a cruel game here. Twice daily, the sea retreats, revealing a vast stretch of sand. Then it surges violently, engulfing the island in its embrace. This frenetic dance leads to dramatic shifts in landscape. Mont Saint-Michel is visible from miles away one moment. It becomes a lonely outpost, isolated by water the next. Visitors are often astounded to learn this site has weathered more than natural forces. It served as a strategic stronghold during the 100 Years' War. It fended off besieging English troops. Its thick walls echo the cries of determination. Every corner of this intricate labyrinth whispers tales of resilience. The abbey itself is crowned with a gilded statue of Saint Michael. It stands as a silent guardian over those who traverse its ancient paths. Beyond its beauty, Mont Saint-Michel carries a hidden surprise. Its tidal variations are among the highest in the world. Differences can reach over 14 meters. Walking its perimeter reveals one final truth. The island is not static, it is a living entity. It is shaped by the forces of earth and time. In the face of the unyielding tides and a relentless sky, Mont Saint-Michel endures. It is immortalized in both stone and spirit. It is a sanctuary forged against time. Here, history breathes alongside the crashing waves. At an elevation of over 9,000 feet, Mount Fanjing emerges as a sacred summit in China's Wuling mountain range. It is home to the Golden Temple, a sanctuary literally carved into the mountaintop by faith and ingenuity. This magnificent site, built during the Ming Dynasty, stands not merely as architecture, but as a canvas of spirituality, framed by a world of dense fog and surreal heights. The journey to this ethereal temple requires climbers to navigate nearly 8,000 stone steps. Each step is a testament to human devotion and endurance. As pilgrims ascend, they cling to iron chains bolted into the cliff. They are enveloped by clouds that stream like whispered prayers around them. Over 200 days, a year, thick fog cloaks the mountain, transforming the entire landscape into an otherworldly realm. The temple, with its golden pavilions shimmering like celestial bodies, appears to float between earth and sky. Built to withstand the elements, the Golden Temple has endured centuries of storms and fierce winds. Even as lightning has struck its walls, its design is more than a physical barrier against nature's wrath. It is a bridge connecting the earthly to the divine. This sacred site is a pilgrimage destination for thousands who believe that reaching its heights brings them closer to enlightenment. Among its many surprises, the temple is home to a more than 1,000-year-old relic. It is a statue of the Buddha said to be imbued with special powers that bless the faithful. Additionally, the temple complex houses a variety of rare flora, some of which bloom only in the presence of pure mountain air. This draws botanists and nature lovers alike. The experience of the Golden Temple is not just about the destination. It's about the ascent itself, woven with sweat, prayers, and the battle against fear. It embodies humanity's relentless pursuit of hope, carved high above the chaos of everyday life. Here at the summit, the fragile boundary between the divine and the mundane blurs. It invites each soul to ponder its own ascent. Drina River House is a wooden structure balanced upon a rock in the waters of the Drina River. It is an extraordinary blend of human whimsy and nature's fierce embrace. Built in 1968 by local boys, it was a simple place to rest after swimming. This house seems almost to dance with the currents surrounding it. Isolation has never felt so alive. The turquoise waters swirl in an endless ballet. They crash and gurgle against its fragile frame. The house was not born from architectural mastery. It came from youthful ingenuity. Its design cleverly incorporates gaps beneath the floor. This is a defense against powerful floods. These floods could easily drown a conventional structure. Such creativity has allowed it to withstand decades of harsh weather. It stands as an unlikely guardian of solitude. This is a world craving connectivity. Sometimes, in the quiet moments, you can hear whispers. These are the whispers of countless visitors. They have come to marvel at this escape from chaos. They come equipped with cameras, hoping to capture the spectacle. Yet the journey to reach it is not without challenge. A narrow path leads to the house. A single miscalculation could lead to a chilling plunge. This plunge would be into the icy depths below. It has become a focal point for tourists and adventurers alike. Photographers from all corners of the globe have immortalized it. They have captured it in countless frames. Yet the essence of the Drina River House cannot be captured by imagery. Instead, it exists as a narrative of resilience. It is a place where laughter echoed long before it became a landmark. Beyond its charm, this solitary dwelling reminds us. True strength often manifests in simplicity. It stands not just as a structure, but as a reflection of the human spirit. It is a reminder that sometimes the most profound connections can be found. These connections can be found in the most remote places. This is where the river flows and the heart beats in sync with nature. High above the Chamonix, Mont Blanc Valley, Refuge des Cosmiques emerges as more than a shelter. It's an audacious embrace of altitude. Seated at 3,613 meters, this high mountain hut draws climbers, skiers, and adventurers. It serves as a lifeline in an often inhospitable terrain. Established in 1967, its purpose is clear. It provides safety and refuge against the merciless elements. These elements are part of the alpine climate. The structure itself is a study in resilience. It is built from steel and concrete to withstand fierce winds. It can also handle heavy snows. Its design promotes functionality. There is a communal dining area where stories swirl. These stories swirl like the snowflakes outside. Every evening, the flickering glow of lanterns brings warmth. This warmth contrasts sharply with the vast, cold expanse. The cold expanse is made up of the surrounding glaciers. But it is not just the shelter that enchants. It's the backdrop, an ever-shifting panorama. The hues of sunset bleed onto the snow-capped mountains. This creates ephemeral art as fleeting as a whisper. Gravity-defying crevasses and jagged ridges feed the imagination. Every sunrise seems to herald the birth of a new adventure. It compels climbers to rise before dawn and seek the summit. Here, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Did you know that the refuge serves over 2,000 people a year? This is an astonishing feat, considering the isolation that defines it. Despite its remote setting, it remains fully operational. It is supported by a team of dedicated caretakers. These caretakers brave the elements season after season. It's also important to note that the refuge operates entirely on renewable energy. It harnesses solar panels to provide electricity. This is an echo of sustainability amidst nature's raw power. As the winds howl outside, they echo tales of past triumphs and trials. Refuge des Cosmiques stands as a symbol of human tenacity. This is against the backdrop of the vast, untamed wilderness. Here, above the clouds and away from the noise of modern life. One question lingers: what does it truly mean to find refuge? In these heights, the answer is whispered by the mountains themselves. It is a quiet reminder of resilience, courage, and the indomitable spirit of adventure. High above the lush valleys of Georgia, the Catskill Pillar rises like a monolith. It is a solitary limestone column that pierces the sky at nearly 40 meters. This ancient monastery, built atop the pillar, is more than a relic. It is a spiritual stronghold that defies the elements. Within its austere walls, monks once sought solitude. It was a refuge from the chaos of the world below. This sanctuary has stood since the 6th century. It is a sanctuary for the devoted who believed in the power of isolation and prayer. Constructed during a time when faith shaped landscapes, Catskill became a beacon for ascetics. The climb to its summit requires climbing a rickety ladder. It is a test of both body and spirit, which only enhances its allure. The simplicity of the church, adorned with minimalistic frescoes, echoes its purpose, a space for contemplation. Even the remains of a 1,500-year-old monk found nearby testify to the depth of devotion practiced in this lofty refuge. Yet complexity lies in its history. Once a vibrant center for spiritual seekers, it fell into neglect during the Soviet era. It was nearly forgotten by time. Today, the monastery awakens once more, attracting adventurers and pilgrims alike. Some come for the climb, others for the whispers of prayer still echoing in the wind. A surprising fact reveals itself. Scientists studying the local flora have discovered rare species. These species thrive only at this elevation, a testament to nature's resilience in such an isolated environment. The surrounding landscape, dotted with ancient ruins and rolling hills, adds a layer to its mystique. Those who reach the summit often speak of a palpable energy. They feel a connection to something larger, somewhere between desperation and divinity. Catskill reveals a story of persistence. It tells of humanity's quest for meaning amid chaos. Catskill Pillar is not merely a sanctuary in an unforgiving world. It is a question posed to the spirit. How far will you climb to find your peace? On the rugged cliffs of Amorgos, the Panagia Hosoviatissa monastery clings precariously. Its stark white walls contrast sharply against the deep blue of the Aegean Sea. Built in the 11th century, it stands not merely as a structure, but as an indomitable symbol of faith. Nestled within a landscape that demands respect and reverence, the monastery's architecture follows the contours of the rock face. This is a testament to both human perseverance and the harsh beauty of the Cycladic landscape. The path to this sanctuary is steep. It is carved into the stone by centuries of footsteps, from pilgrims and monks alike. Each one is drawn by the legend of the Virgin Mary's miraculous icon, housed within its walls. It is said that this icon saved sailors from storms. Their ships were guided safely to shore during turbulent seas. This devotion binds the local community even today. The monks, few in number, embody a lifestyle steeped in silence and solitude. Their chants echo through ancient corridors, mingling with the whispers of the wind. Inside, the air is thick with incense and memory. Hand-painted frescoes adorn the walls. Each brushstroke is a reminder of the devotion poured into this sacred space over generations. Hosoviatissa is not just a place of worship. It is a living archive of faith, where every corner tells a story, and every candle lit honors the divine. Surprisingly, the monastery's construction was not a solo endeavor. Local materials shaped its form, reflecting the island's geology and cultural heritage. The stark landscape itself acts as both protector and adversary. Cliffs rise steeply around it, painting a picture of isolation blended with awe. As the sun sets, a golden hue drapes over the monastery. It casts long shadows that dance against the rock. In this precarious outpost, faith is not merely observed. It is felt, vibrantly alive against the backdrop of an unforgiving sea. Panagia Hosoviatissa is more than a refuge. It is a lingering question of what one is willing to believe, where the mountains meet the divine. On the rugged coast of Spain, San Juan de Gaztelugax emerges from the foaming embrace of the Atlantic. It is a hermitage perched atop a jagged rock. This ancient sanctuary is crowned by a humble chapel dedicated to St. John. It has a rich history intertwined with the local legend of devotion and isolation. Since the 10th century, it has attracted pilgrims. They brave the serpentine path, winding 241 steep steps to reach its sanctuary. This journey echoes the trials of faith. The chapel, with its simple stone walls and red-tiled roof, tells tales of resilience. For centuries, local fishermen would ascend those steps to pay homage. They sought protection from the merciless sea. This gesture transformed a solitary outpost into a beacon of hope. Gaztelugax's allure lies not only in the spiritual journey it offers. It also lies in its stunning geological features. Steep cliffs rise above tumultuous waves. The constant roar of the ocean serves as an eternal reminder of nature's raw power. Surprisingly, this small chapel is not merely a relic. It has withstood time's tests, surviving the upheaval of wars and storms alike. It was even partially rebuilt after the Spanish Civil War. The island it clings to is said to have inspired the fictional Dragonstone. This is from the hit series Game of Thrones. It draws visitors in flocks who wish to walk the path of fantasy mixed with reality. Each wave crashing against the cliffs whispers a story of the past. Each gust of wind carries prayers aloft to the heavens. The bridge connecting the island to the mainland is a symbol. It represents the connection between the earthly and divine. This arc transcends mere stone and mortar. As you traverse the narrow path, each footfall sings of tradition and tenacity. It binds the lives of those who visit. San Juan de Gaztelugax is more than a destination. It is a fusion of nature, history, and spirituality. It offers a profound invitation to reflect on life's greatest struggles. It is an enduring echo of faith carved into the cliffs of time. Masada Fortress emerges from the arid landscape of the Judean desert. It is a stark monolith whispering stories of defiance etched into its ancient stones. Once a royal palace for King Herod, it became a last refuge for Jewish rebels. This was during the tumultuous years of the Roman siege in 73 CE. This is not merely a structure, it is a chronicle of survival, ambition, and tragedy. The fortress rises dramatically from the surrounding plains. It is flanked by sheer cliffs that offer both protection and isolation. Its walls, built from local limestone, have fortified countless dreams and despair. As you ascend the winding paths lined with remnants of past civilizations, the air thickens with the weight of history. Here, the echoes of the Sikara linger like a haunting refrain. These fierce freedom fighters had their last stand against an unforgiving backdrop. Within these walls lies the storied banquet hall. Lavish feasts once echoed with laughter and intrigue. Nearby, the baths reveal a civilization that thrived in sophistication. They were equipped with advanced Roman engineering amidst the desert's harshness. Yet it was not sheer opulence that sealed Masada's fate. When faced with insurmountable odds, it became a sanctuary of resistance. The night before the Romans breached its walls, the defenders resolved to take their own lives rather than surrender. This choice is inscribed forever into the annals of human courage. Against the backdrop of the horizon, the stark contrast between life and death becomes palpable. Masada has witnessed more than just the clash of swords. It stands as a symbol of resilience. The Dead Sea lies shimmering below, its salt-laden waters a reminder of the harsh beauty of survival. Each sunrise casts shadows that dance upon ancient stones. They whisper secrets of what was lost and what remains. Masada isn't just a fortress, it's a poignant narrative etched in stone. It is an enduring testament to human spirit. This spirit echoes across millennia, asking each visitor, what would you choose in the face of despair? On a limestone cliff in Slovenia, where the mountains whisper tales of ancient legends, lies Prijama Castle, a structure that defies both gravity and imagination. This medieval fortress is not merely an architectural feat. It is a fierce guardian of the past, carved directly into the rock face, towering above a gaping abyss. Its origins date back to the 13th century, a time when its walls echoed with the sounds of a bustling court. It offered refuge to nobles and hid secrets from invaders. The castle is a canvas of history, painted with tales of Erasm Prijama, a nobleman who became a local legend for his audacious resistance against the Habsburgs. They say he eluded capture by disappearing into the vast cave system below, slipping away like a ghost, while his enemies tormented above, oblivious to his cunning. The surrounding landscape is dotted with hidden passages and underground tunnels, some still unexplored, making the site a living archaeological puzzle. Here, nature intertwines with human endeavors. Green vines cascade down the ancient stone, and swallows dart in and out, nesting within the fortress's crevices. The roar of the nearby river harmonizes with the rustle of leaves, creating a symphony of wilderness that guards these weathered walls. Underneath it all lies a chilling secret. The castle has survived numerous sieges, fires, and nature's relentless assault, yet remains remarkably intact. Every year, thousands are drawn to this site, not just for its fairy tale architecture, but for the spirit it embodies. Among its secrets is a unique natural phenomenon. The castle acoustics are so refined that whispers can carry from floor to floor, as if the very stones conspire to share their stories. Prijama Castle is more than a relic. It is a reminder of the resilience of those who dared to face darkness and treachery, both human and natural. It challenges our perception of safety, inviting us to explore our own limits. In this fortress, carved from stone and blood, history pulses with every heartbeat. clinging to the stony visage of Montenegro's cliffs. Ostrog Monastery emerges as a wonder of faith and endurance, a sanctuary carved into the mountain itself. Its sacred walls are not mere stone. They feel alive, pulsing with centuries of devotion. Established in the 17th century by Saint Basil of Ostrog, this religious haven served not just as a refuge for worship. It stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Legends swirl around this site, whispering of divine intervention. A floating sacred icon, guided by unseen hands, brought the first monks here. It led them to a place as nourishing for the soul as its austere surroundings are harsh. A grapevine, improbably thriving without soil, has yielded fruit for generations. It is an enduring symbol of life amid stark rock and sky. During World War II, this sacred site bathes in irony. A Nazi bomb fell upon it but failed to detonate. It lay harmlessly in pieces, an event local residents interpreted as proof of the monastery's divine protection. The path to Ostrog is not one of ease. Pilgrims tread the steep, winding trails, many choosing to ascend barefoot. As a gesture of penance and reverence, the cliffs drop steeply on either side, a reminder of fragility even amidst faith. A handful of monks, isolated from the world, maintain this haven, their lives echoing through the silence that encompasses them. Each day is a quiet battle against the elements, an existence far removed from the comforts of modernity. Here, miracles and hardships intertwine seamlessly, forming a narrative as intricate as the frescoes gracing the stone walls. Time seems to suspend in this sacred space, where prayer and solitude dominate the landscape. Ostrog is more than a monastery. It's a living embodiment of hope, an invitation to explore the depths of belief. In this paradoxical realm of stone and spirit, we are left to ponder what it truly means to connect with the divine. High in the mountains of Yunnan province, Liaojun Mountain emerges as a formidable fortress of granite and myth. Revered as a sacred site within Taoism, it offers a fleeting glimpse into the harmonious dance of nature and spirituality. Here, the rugged peaks are not just stone. They pulse with ancient energy, the wind carrying whispers of sages who once sought enlightenment among these heights. Vast and untamed, this mountain harbors the Liaojun Palace, an architectural wonder built in the 11th century, perfectly integrated into the rock. The palace defies the grip of time. Its intricately carved beams tell the story of human ambition. Against the backdrop of eternal stone, climbers, drawn by both devotion and curiosity, traverse a maze of steep paths adorned with over 200 exquisite inscriptions from a bygone era. Each step forward is a revival of history, an act of communion with the spirits of the mountain. But Liaojun holds secrets beneath its craggy surface. Hidden within its depths are ancient caves, their walls kissed by the faint glow of stalactites. It is a realm where silence reigns, and the air is thick with the fragrance of damp earth. It is said that within these hallowed chambers, one can hear the echoes of ancient teachings, resonating deeply when the stillness envelops everything else. As seasons shift, Liaojun transforms dramatically. In autumn, crimson leaves tumble through the air, like embers igniting the path. Winter blankets the landscape in pure white, concealing its ruggedness under a serene facade. Spring bursts forth with vibrant wildflowers, as if painting a canvas of rebirth. Each blossom is a tribute to resilience. This mountain is more than a physical structure. It embodies a spiritual journey, a pilgrimage of introspection and discovery. Loneliest Mountain stands not just as a destination, but as a living testament to the souls that dare to aspire. It reminds us all that the pursuit of enlightenment often lies in the inaccessible heights. Here, where earth meets sky, the human spirit finds its truest expression. High above the plains of Thessaly, a cluster of monasteries clings precariously to soaring rock formations. These are the Earth's ancient sentinels of faith. These stone towers, known as meteora, are not just a sanctuary. They are a proclamation of human aspiration, where spirituality defies gravity. Built between the 14th and 16th centuries, monks sought refuge from worldly turbulence. The monasteries emerged like echoes of a bygone era, ensconced in the very cliffs they inhabit. Each structure rises with determined grace. Their walls are wrought from the very rock, interwoven with breathtaking frescoes. These frescoes capture the divine and the human struggle alike. The most enchanting aspect of Meteora is found within its very design. At one time, there were as many as 24 monasteries. Only 6 endure today, carved from stone by devoted hands. Each step toward elevation is a journey into the ethereal. Yet it wasn't merely devotion that afforded access to these heights. Ingenious pulleys transporting goods and even monks. This is a testament to human ingenuity in unyielding terrain. The cliffs themselves are a geological spectacle. They are shaped by millennia of erosion, rising abruptly from the floor of the valley. This creates a stark juxtaposition of softness and strength. The sense of isolation and serenity here is palpable. Silence reigns, interrupted only by whispers of prayer. These whispers are carried upon the wind. Yet amidst the sacred stillness, unexpected life thrives. Meteora is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It attracts climbers and pilgrims alike. Surprisingly, this ethereal enclave once held severe restrictions. The monasteries were virtually inaccessible. Monks used ropes to scale the cliffs, or live within the confines of these ancient walls. Today, visitors wander its paths, yet the spirit of solitude lingers, a reminder of the sacrifices made for faith. Meteora is not just a collection of structures. It is a living narrative inscribed in stone. Here, the human quest for meaning finds its foothold. Against the indifference of the universe, in this stone cradle of spirit, the heart beats quietly, waiting for reverence to echo in every soul that dares approach. High above Paro Valley, where the air sharpens and clarity reigns, lies Paro Taktsang. It is often known as Tiger's Nest. Clinging to a sheer granite cliff, this sacred monastery is not merely a structure. It is a spiritual vessel, a harmony of human devotion and nature's raw beauty. Built in 1692 to commemorate the arrival of Guru Padmasambhava, who is said to have flown here on the back of a tigress. Its existence blurs the line between myth and reality. The journey to this ethereal sanctuary begins with a serpentine path through pine forests. Here, the fragrance of incense mingles with the crisp mountain air. Each step echoes the reverence of countless pilgrims who have traversed this route. Their whispered prayers rise like ribbons of smoke into the immensity above. Ascending over 3,000 meters, the trek is demanding. Yet the reward is more than just a panoramic view. It is a communion with the sacred. Inside, the walls pulse with history. Vibrant murals tell stories of enlightenment and compassion. Sacred relics whisper tales of miracles. One astonishing detail often overlooked is the fact that the entire monastery was built without the use of nails. This feat was achieved through ancient architectural wisdom. When a devastating fire struck in 1998, the structure was steadfast. Monks rebuilt it to its former glory within a decade. Unbeknownst to many, Taktsang is not the only site of significance in the area. The valley is home to more than 300 temples and monasteries. Each holds its own narrative of faith and devotion. On clear days, the views stretch impossibly far. Yet here, time feels suspended. It is as if the very mountains conspire to keep the spirit intact. Paro Taktsang is not merely a destination. It embodies the essence of Bhutanese spirituality. It is a pilgrimage into the soul of the land itself. As you stand at its entrance, gazing out over the breathtaking expanse of the valley, you grasp a simple truth. The pursuit of the divine often dwells in the most demanding of journeys. Aogashima is a volcanic island in the Philippine Sea. It is a secluded embrace of green and gray. The island whispers tales of creation and destruction. Here, nature's raw power is on full display. A caldera formed by eruptions centuries ago cradles a small village. Life persists on the edge of an inferno. The island is a mere 3.5 square miles. It is home to about 200 residents. They coexist with the Earth's molten heartbeat beneath their feet. Their lives are woven into the fabric of this steamy enclave. Volcanic gases knit through the air. Locals call it the breath of the mountain. It infuses daily routines with an element of danger. Aogashima is alive, yet the residents have transformed it into a sanctuary. They cultivate fields of taro and ginger amidst fumaroles belching steam. The island has one of the few active volcanoes with an inhabited village. This presents a precarious juxtaposition of beauty entwined with risk. On occasion, the earth stirs, reminding everyone of its potential fury. In 1785, a devastating eruption reshaped the landscape. It displaced populations and forged a legacy of resilience. Today, Aogashima is not just an island. It is a living lesson in survival against nature's whims. The sparse roadways hug the caldera's edge. They lead to the island's small hot springs. Here, villagers soak their worries away. They surrender to the soothing embrace of heated waters. Yet, what truly sets Aogashima apart is its isolation. It is a place where the stars hang low. Silence envelops everything. For those who venture here, the experience is an invitation to embrace simplicity. There are no bustling markets and no neon lights. Just the pulse of the island and the sound of waves crashing against the cliffs. Here you find a community that understands the land's dual nature. They respect the fiery spirit while drawing sustenance from it. Amidst the steam and soil, the question remains: how does one live where the ground might rumble, yet the heart finds peace? Aogashima embodies that paradox. It is living proof that life can flourish on the edge of chaos. In the arid embrace of Yemen's highlands lies Haid al-Jazal. It is an ancient mud village, a living chronicle of a time-honored way of life. Its earthen structures are crafted from a mixture of sun-baked mud and straw. These structures are not just homes, they are resilient artifacts shaped by the harsh realities of desert life. Here, every wall breathes stories of endurance against the relentless sun and seasonal downpours. They illustrate a deep-rooted connection between inhabitants and their environment. Once a vital trading post on the route to the thriving port of Aden, Hyde al-Jazil existed harmoniously with the rhythms of commerce and community. The village's intricate architecture is elongated and flat-roofed. It reflects not only the ingenious adaptation to climatic extremes, but also a profound understanding of scarcity and resourcefulness. Each structure is a reservoir of wisdom designed to encapsulate warmth in the winter. They also provide coolness during the scorching summer days. Today, as you wander the labyrinthine lanes, the echoes of children's laughter merge with the whispers of history. Villagers engage in traditional craftwork, their hands weaving tales of identity and resilience. Each thread represents generations that have come and gone. Beneath the surface lies a striking truth. Hyde al-Jazil is one of the few remaining mud villages in Yemen. Here, the art of building with earth continues to defy modernity. Surprisingly, the village is not just about craftsmanship. It embodies a unique social structure that remains intact. Communities gather for evening storytelling sessions. Elders recount fables that bind the fabric of family and friendship. Moreover, the village's water source, a precious spring, has sustained its residents for centuries. It symbolizes life in a land often viewed as barren. In the face of encroaching urbanization, Hyde al-Jazil stands as a poignant reminder of heritage and tenacity. It whispers the letters of humanity's narrative in a world that often forgets its roots. Here, time pauses, allowing us to ponder. What does it mean to remain grounded when everything else is changing? Atop the windswept heights of Mount Popa, a shrine rises defiantly against the backdrop of a sun-drenched sky. It is an oasis of spirituality amid the raw power of nature. This sacred site, revered in Buddhism and animism alike, draws pilgrims from across Myanmar and beyond. It beckons them to ascend the 777 steps that spiral toward celestial communion. Each footfall on the worn stone is a prayer, a rhythm echoing the heartbeat of centuries past. But Mount Popa's significance runs deeper. Once an extinct volcano, its caldera acts as a cradle for an ecosystem teeming with life. Hundreds of species of birds and unique flora flourish among the cliffs. Welcomed by seasoned guardians, the monkeys that scamper about. They are cheeky but sacred. Often they are seen as intermediaries between the physical and the spiritual, adding an element of playful reverence to the climb. As the sun dips low, golden light cascades over the temple's many tiers. It illuminates the rich murals that tell stories of spirits or nats, found in the annals of Burmese culture. Hundreds of these deities, each with their own attributes and offerings, are said to reside within the monastery's walls. Pilgrims make sacrifices of fruit, incense, and flowers, hoping to invoke divine favor in a world where the mundane often overshadows the miraculous. Beyond its spiritual allure, Mount Popa poses challenges. The journey isn't merely a physical ascent. It is a test of devotion and faith. Monsoon rains can turn paths into treacherous rivers, demanding not just belief, but also resilience from those who come seeking solace. Yet this hardship only adds to the allure. The journey is as sacred as the destination. In this ethereal place where nature and devotion collide, the echoes of whispered prayers and rustling leaves blend seamlessly. Mount Popa isn't just a monastery hidden in the hills. It is an enduring reminder that the climb toward enlightenment is always steep, yet infinitely worth the struggle. An island of preservation sits in the Arctic's icy embrace. Svalbard Global Seed Vault is a sanctuary for the future of agriculture. Carved deep into a mountain, it serves not as a mere storage facility. It acts as a fortress of biodiversity. Here, seeds of over 1 million plant varieties rest. They are cradled in the permafrost, shielded from catastrophic events. They are protected from human conflict and the whims of climate change. Beneath the relentless Arctic winds, the vault operates as a safety net. It safeguards the world's food supply. Established in 2008, it stands as a collaborative effort among nations. It is a pledge to safeguard crops that feed billions. Each seed package represents a story, a survivor of history. These stories range from ancient grains cultivated by our ancestors. They include modern hybrids shaped by scientific innovation. When the world faces famine, disease, or environmental upheaval, these seeds offer hope and a chance to restore life. They nourish future generations. The entrance is both humble and significant. It is a stark contrast to the treasure it guards. Inside, the temperature hovers around -18 degrees Celsius. This is an optimal state of preservation. A tunnel leads deeper into the mountain where the vault lies. Its very location ensures that it remains untouched by chaos. Surprisingly, just one seed variety can give birth to countless offspring. One packet of seeds can lead to an entire harvest. This highlights the profound interconnectedness of life. As climate instability threatens agricultural practices globally, the vault stands ready. In 2015, it was put to the test. Syria's civil war made use of local seeds untenable. The vault received a call to action. It returned vital seeds to farmers in crisis. This reiterates its role as humanity's silent guardian. Svalbard Global Seed Vault is not merely a building. It is a commitment to resilience. It is a bridge linking us to the Earth's botanical legacy. In this frozen sanctuary, we are reminded the seeds of tomorrow's harvest lie within our grasp. Suspended on the edge of the Lee River's throat, Cliffside Capsule transforms the very essence of a getaway. Situated in Yangshuo, it presents itself as an audacious vessel of solitude and thrill. It invites only those who dare to cross the threshold of ordinary comfort. Here, adventure is not merely an option, it is a prerequisite. Luxury intertwines with the pulse of nature. To claim your stay in this glass womb, one must navigate a ferocious via ferrata. You will face the formidable limestone cliffs that have earned this region its fame. The ascent is an arduous one and takes 1.5 to 2 hours. It reveals not only the physical challenge, but also a mental one. Each step echoes the tension of vertigo. Overcome this, and you're rewarded not just with a room. You gain a perspective that alters your very understanding of height. Inside the capsule, walls of hardened glass blur the line. They separate interior comfort from the raw wilderness outside. Panoramic vistas allow you to drink in the spectacle. You will see jagged peaks and lush valleys while confronting the sheer drop below. The amenities challenge conventional hospitality. Even the restroom offers no refuge from the daunting beauty that envelops you. It's a constant reminder of nature's indifference. A remarkable feature is the descent. It includes a heart-racing series of 6 zip lines. These zip lines catapult you through the air. You swing over the canyon with nothing but wind and adrenaline to cushion your fall. Even seasoned thrill-seekers find that surrendering to gravity feels both liberating and terrifying. Cliffside Capsule exists not just to provide an overnight experience. It orchestrates a visceral confrontation with one's own limitations. It speaks to an innate human desire. We seek out the extraordinary to dance with danger and emerge transformed. For the few souls brave enough to embrace its challenge. This isn't merely a hotel. It's a poetic dialogue between fear and tranquility. Here, the essence of adventure reveals itself as an indelible memory. It is forever etched against the backdrop of the extraordinary. Casa do Penedo is a peculiar sanctuary crafted from stone and born of necessity. It plays host to nature's fervor and humanity's ingenuity. Located in the north of Portugal, it sits amid the steep hills of the Faith Mountains. This is a bizarre contradiction to the lush landscape surrounding it. Built in the 1970s from granite boulders, it resembles an oversized stone couch. It offers a unique refuge for those seeking solace from the world. Its architecture is dictated by the geography. The house is seamlessly woven with the rock. It is sculpted into a monolithic form that withstands Portugal's elements. Wind and rain have long attempted to weather it down. Yet Casa do Penedo remains stoic. The house's designers took inspiration from primitive shelters. This illustrates how necessity shapes creativity. This is not merely a home, it is a statement against modernity. It is a testament to a simpler life. Inside, the ambience is rustic. Bare stone walls absorb warmth from the fireplace. There's no pretense here. Without the distractions of technology, the simplicity draws you closer to nature. A small kitchen, modest furnishings, and a few windows frame the scenery. These foster an intimate connection with the earth. The residents have harnessed solar energy. This demonstrates sustainable living in an age of excess. Perhaps the most surprising aspect lies in its history. Once serving as a getaway for a family, it drew attention as a roadside attraction. It captivated curious visitors who marvel at its peculiar charm. Tales of ghostly encounters ripple through local folklore. This adds a layer of intrigue to this rock-carved dwelling. Casa do Penedo defies convention, encapsulating the spirit of resilience. It reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary places are not born from grand designs. They come from visionary thoughts expressed through the simplest forms. In its steadfast embrace of stone, it invites reflection on what we truly value in life. It is a home that stands not just against the elements. It is a monument to the enduring human spirit. Carved into the rugged cliffs of Gansu province, the Magician Grottos are an intricate tapestry of art and spirituality. Dating back to the 4th century, these caves reveal a remarkable blend of Buddhist tradition and Chinese artistry. Sculpted figures emerge from stone like whispers of ancient devotion. Across 194 caves, over 7,000 sculptures intertwine, showcasing not just the evolution of artistic styles, but the resilience of faith across centuries. The journey to Magician is a pilgrimage in itself. Ascending the steep paths, visitors encounter not just rock, but a profound narrative, etched into the very landscape. Each cave represents a sacred space, an invitation into the divine, with murals and statues enveloped in the soft glow of filtered light. An astonishing fact is that the grottos contain influences from diverse regions, including Central Asia and India. This illustrates the vast exchange of culture through trade and pilgrimage routes along the Silk Road. As you delve deeper into this labyrinth of artistry. You might stumble upon the largest statue, a colossal Maitreya Buddha, seated in serene enlightenment. It is a striking 15 meters tall, a gentle guardian watching over those who come seeking solace or inspiration. This monumental figure stands testament to the enduring human connection to the sacred, carved meticulously over generations. What makes Magician extraordinary is not merely its artistic splendor, but the essence of survival it embodies. Throughout history, the grottos faced the threat of erosion, political turmoil, and neglect. Yet they have endured, preserved not just as relics, but as living entities of cultural identity. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2018, they now inspire a new generation, intertwining history with a vibrant present. Exploring Magician is an encounter with layers of time, where art and faith converge in the embrace of rock, inviting contemplation and discovery. Here within each cave's cool shadows, one can feel the pulse of centuries. This is a reminder that beauty, once forged in struggle, retains the power to elevate the spirit and awaken the soul. In this sanctuary of stone, the past lives on, eternally relevant, eternally human. High in the remote Zanskar Valley, a network of caves forms the extraordinary Fugtal Monastery. It is an architectural wonder that seems to emerge organically from the surrounding cliffs. Built around the 12th century, it is not merely a collection of prayer halls and living quarters. It embodies the very spirit of Buddhist monastic life. It harmonizes with nature in a way that defies conventional building practices. As you approach, the monastery presents itself like a spiritual fortress. It clings to the rock face, a tapestry of whitewashed walls that blend seamlessly into the mountain's contours. Monks live here much as their ancestors did. They inhabit simple rooms lit by flickering butter lamps. They practice meditation and scholarly study while the Zanskar River carves its path below. What makes Fugtal extraordinary is not just its location, but its design. The structure boasts a series of interconnected caves. Some of these caves are believed to have been inhabited by wandering ascetics long before the monastery was established. The frescoes within are rich in color and detail. They narrate stories from ancient scriptures, whispering the wisdom of ages past. Visitors must lean into the experience. The journey to Fugtal is one of its own challenges. It is a long trek, often requiring several days through rugged terrain. This culminates in a narrow path carved into the cliffs. It includes the treacherous crossing of an ancient wooden bridge. This pilgrimage tests both physical endurance and spiritual resolve. Within its walls, stories unfold. There are no modern conveniences, no electricity, no running water. Yet this simplicity is where the depth of life is found. Monastic silence envelops the air, punctuated only by the soft chants of prayer. This is a reminder of the dedication that has endured for centuries. Every corner of Fugtal speaks of resilience. It speaks of human tenacity against nature's indifference. It is a sanctuary crafted by faith and determination. It is a testament to all those who tread the precarious line between the earthly and the divine. Here, amid rock and solitude, one learns that to seek is to find solace in the journey itself. Carved into the rock face of Ethiopia's Tigray region lies Abuna Yamataga. It is a hidden treasure of monumental significance. This ancient church dates back to the 5th century. It is embedded within a sheer cliff. This presents an awe-inspiring blend of spirituality and human determination. Accessible only through an adrenaline-pumping climb, the site demands more than just devotion. It tests the very limits of courage. The path to this sacred space is not for the faint-hearted. Adventurous pilgrims must scale steep rock faces. They traverse narrow ledges where one misstep could lead to a long descent. Yet the challenge is met with a profound reward. Inside the church, vibrant frescoes depicting biblical scenes line the walls. These frescoes whisper stories of faith and endurance to anyone brave enough to listen. Each brushstroke serves as a testimony to the artistry of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. It illuminates a blend of ancient traditions and historical resilience. What sets Abuna Yamata Go apart is not only its dramatic setting. It also has a continuous role in modern worship. Despite its remote location, clergy and congregants make the pilgrimage. They reaffirm their beliefs against the backdrop of sheer cliffs and endless sky. A lesser-known fact is that this site is home to unique rock-hewn churches. These churches are scattered throughout the region. They are a testament to the ingenuity and dedication of early Christian settlers. These settlers sought closeness to the divine. As the sun sets and casts shadows on the weathered stone, a profound silence envelops the church. Here the air carries whispers of prayers. These prayers echo the hopes of generations. Abuna Yamata Ga stands as a bridge between the earthly and the eternal. It reminds us that true faith often lies on the precipice. This is where fear and reverence intertwine. It is a sanctuary that challenges its visitors. They are not only challenged to physically ascend, they are also encouraged to elevate their spirits. This embodies the relentless quest for connection amid the vastness of existence. A labyrinth of wooden pathways and intricately carved alcoves clings to the rugged cliffs of Mount Hengshan. It houses the Jiangnan Hanging Temple. This ancient Buddhist sanctuary defies the conventional limits of architecture. It seems to float above the ground, defying gravity while embracing the very essence of the landscape. Built during the Northern Wei dynasty over 1,500 years ago, it unites elements of Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. It embodies a harmonious amalgamation of faiths within its sacred walls. Reaching the temple involves navigating a series of precarious walkways. These walkways are suspended over the precipice, offering glimpses of the yawning chasm below. It is said that the design not only ensures breathtaking views, but also safeguards against flooding. This is a clever adaptation to the region's unpredictable weather patterns. With more than 40 halls, each supported by impressive wooden beams, the temple serves as a silent witness. It has witnessed centuries of devotion and craftsmanship, shaped by the hands of artisans. These artisans dared to challenge nature's might. What truly sets the Jiangnan Hanging Temple apart are the entwined cultural narratives that echo through its halls. Remarkably, it is said that the temple's construction involved no iron nails. Instead, interlocking wooden joints provide both strength and flexibility. This allows the structure to endure the tests of time. This intricate artistry speaks volumes of the ancient builders' wisdom and respect for their environment. They created a sanctuary that feels alive with the spirits of those who sought solace within its embrace. Visitors find themselves enveloped in a tapestry of history and spirituality. They often ponder the duality of human fragility and resilience. Climbing higher, the perspectives change, even the air feels different. It is charged with age-old stories. The temple stands not merely as a place for worship. It is a profound symbol of human ingenuity and spiritual pursuit. Jiangnan Hanging Temple, where earth and sky converge, invites all who enter. It invites them to reconnect with the sacred and the extraordinary. Here, the echoes of faith resonate, forever entwined with the ethereal grace of stone. Carved into the rugged cliffs of the West Bank, St. George Monastery is a sacred haven. Here, spirituality and artistry collide. This ancient site, also known as Margiez, peeks out like a mirage from between jagged stone faces. Its whitewashed walls seem suspended in air. Built in the 5th century, it serves as a living embodiment of Christian resilience. Pilgrims and seekers have trekked to this remote sanctuary for centuries. They are drawn by the promise of divine connection and the whispers of ancient stories. Accessing the monastery is no small feat. A steep, winding path tests the resolve of every visitor. The journey demands more than just physical stamina. It requires a leap of faith, as the cliffs offer dizzying views of the Wadi Kelt below. Local legend claims that the site is home to tranquility and tumult. This duality is deeply rooted in its history. Remarkably, the monastery has adapted over the ages. It has survived periods of neglect, as well as a tumultuous political landscape. It emerges once more as a beacon of hope and spirituality. Inside its cool, stone walls lies an austere beauty. The sanctuary features simple yet arresting frescoes. These frescoes tell tales of saints and angels, preserved testimony to a bygone era of devotion. A surprising fact is that the monks here still produce their own olive oil and wine. They cultivate an unbroken link to the land that sustains them. This self-sufficiency is a quiet rebellion against modernity. It reaffirms a commitment to tradition in a rapidly changing world. As the sun descends, casting a warm glow over the cliffs, a profound silence envelops the monastery. Here, time feels distinct. Every breath taken is a testament to the generations who believed in its sacred mission. St. George Monastery is not merely a place filled with stone and paint. It is a sanctuary of faith, surviving against all odds, echoing with the timeless call of the divine. In its stillness, it challenges us to seek our own meaning, in the spaces where the spiritual and the earthly intertwine. High above the Spiti Valley, Dankar village greets visitors with a striking juxtaposition of life and desolation, clinging precariously to cliffs. At an elevation of 12,774 feet, this ancient settlement shatters expectations of habitation. Once the capital of the Spiti region, Dankar stands as a testament to resilience, its history tracing back over 1,000 years. At its heart lies the Dankar Monastery, an edifice built of mud, stone, and faith. The monastery's striking architecture, blending seamlessly into the high mountain backdrop, serves not only as a place of worship, but as a haven for seekers. Inside, the walls are adorned with ancient frescoes, yet it is the whisper of prayer that imbues the air with a palpable spirituality. Monks clad in saffron robes move with purpose, their serenity punctuated by the rising smoke of butter lamps casting flickering shadows that dance along the ancient stones. Life in Dankar exists in stark contrast to the barren landscape. The villagers cultivate barley, potatoes, and peas, using every drop of water from the glacial streams that snake through the arid terrain. The farming practices reflect a deep understanding of this rugged environment. An astonishing fact is that the average annual rainfall here barely exceeds 6 inches, making every crop a small victory against nature's indifference. Yet there's more than survival at play. Dangkar is a vibrant cultural hub, notably hosting the Dangkar Festival. This event draws residents and travelers alike, celebrating traditional music and dance under a sky so clear it feels touchable. Here, the past mingles with the present, each note echoing against the mountains. As the sun sets, the village transforms. The shadows elongate, enveloping the monastery in a quiet embrace. Dangkar is a reminder that existence at such altitudes is not merely about endurance, but about a connection to something larger. The vast, ever-watchful landscape surrounds it. In this place, life flourishes defiantly, etching a story of hope against the harshest of backdrops. Each moment here speaks not just of survival, but of an indomitable spirit thriving where few dare to tread. Wangxian Valley is a hidden treasure in the folds of China's mountainous terrain. It embodies a dynamic tapestry of nature, culture, and history. This verdant enclave doesn't just offer scenic beauty. It is a sanctuary for biodiversity and a cradle for ancient traditions. These traditions have shaped the lives of its inhabitants for centuries. What makes Wangxian Valley extraordinary is not merely its lush landscapes. It is also the swirling mists that coat its slopes. The rich narratives are woven into the fabric of daily life here. Farmers tend terraced fields cultivated over generations. Their hands cradle stories of resilience and adaptation. The valley is home to unique flora and fauna. Some species are found nowhere else on Earth. The interplay of ecosystems offers a living laboratory. Researchers and adventurers alike are drawn to this place. Visitors often stumble upon the ethereal spectacle of the valley's spring bloom. An explosion of wildflowers blankets the ground. This fleeting moment of wild color draws photographers and nature lovers from afar. Yet it is the ancient cliffside villages that captivate the soul. These villages are carved into the landscape and unyielding to time. Rudimentary homes echo a way of life dictated by the land. Families preserve traditions that span centuries. Cookouts and festivals reflect the valley's vibrant culture. The valley holds secrets beneath its surface, too. Ancient caves adorned with prehistoric carvings tell stories. These stories are of early human settlement and spiritual life. They evoke a sense of connection to ancestors long gone. It is whispered that these caves were once a refuge for scholars. Scholars sought knowledge and enlightenment in these caves. Today, the valley invites explorers who yearn for adventure and contemplation. It offers a canvas where nature and history intertwine. Wangxian Valley stands not just as a destination. It is a living narrative reflecting an enduring relationship. This relationship is between humans and their environment. It is more than a place, it is an invitation. It invites you to witness a harmony that persists. It reminds us that the simplest joys echo louder. A warm meal shared and the laugh of a child resonate deeply. In the heart of this valley, whispers of history intertwine. The flutter of life leaves an indelible mark on all who wander its paths. Beneath the Corsican sun lies Bonifacio. It is a town etched into the limestone cliffs. These cliffs overlook the Mediterranean Sea. Its cliff houses teeter on the edge. They are not merely homes. They are a daring response to nature's fierce beauty. They also respond to nature's unpredictable temperament. Built over centuries, these structures evoke tenacity. They reflect a people determined to claim their space. They stand strong against the elements. Crafted from local stone, the houses cling to the cliffs. They cling like barnacles to the rock faces. These rock faces have weathered wind and water for millennia. Some houses date back to the 14th century. This is a testament to architectural ingenuity. They reflect a blend of practicality and artistry. This blend has allowed them to withstand the test of time. The most striking may be the Casa dei Galli. Its unusual silhouette appears to defy gravity. But the allure of Bonifacio extends beyond aesthetics. This coastal town is perched alarmingly close to the edge. Some houses literally hang over the precipice. Underneath, cerulean waves crash against the cliffs. They create a rhythmic dance that adds to the town's mystique. Interestingly, the cliff houses serve as a historical archive. They tell stories of invasions and pirate raids. They also tell stories of resilience from the inhabitants. These inhabitants have called this place home. Wild winds often whip through the narrow streets. They carry the salty breeze and the laughter of locals. Tourists gaze in awe at the stunning views. They capture countless images that cannot replicate the experience. Standing there, their hearts race as they peer over the edge. The town's unique geology plays a role too. The cliffs are rich in fossils, a different kind of treasure. These fossils are hidden within rock formations. These formations date back millions of years. Bonifacio's cliff houses are a bold reminder of the human spirit. They show how we can embrace the inhospitable. They demonstrate how we can carve a life from the unyielding. They are not just structures built against gravity. They embody a defiance against the passage of time. They invite us to witness the balance between fragility and strength. Here, where the land meets the sea, every stone whispers. Every stone whispers of enduring tenacity. High above the French Alps, Refuge des Cosmiques emerges like a beacon for adventurers. This alpine hut is perched at 3,613 meters on the edge of the Mont Blanc Massif. It is not merely a shelter. It acts as a lifeline for climbers braving the challenging ascent of the iconic Aiguille du Midi. Built in 2013, it boasts modern amenities while still summoning the spirit of the great alpine refuges of the past. A fusion of steel, wood, and glass, the refuge is built to withstand the extremes of high-altitude life. Its flat-roof design showcases a striking cantilever that juts out over a dramatic drop. This offers panoramic views of the surrounding peaks, where ice and rock define the horizon. From the common area, climbers share stories of their exploits under a sky illuminated by the dance of stars. They prepare for the rigors of the peaks above. But Refuge des Cosmiques is more than just a pit stop. It is also a sanctuary for those seeking solace amid the vastness of nature. Inside, warm wood panels contrast with stark white walls. This creates an ambience that is both inviting and contemplative. Despite its modern conveniences, the shelter preserves an essential connection to the mountain. Climbers sip hot drinks and gaze out through expansive windows. They are reminded of their smallness against the titan of the Alps. Every year, thousands traverse the icy routes to reach this refuge. But not all make the journey without challenges. The ascent can be an endurance test. It often requires the use of crampons and ice axes to navigate the steep glacial terrain. While it provides warmth and sustenance, an unyielding respect for the mountain must be maintained. Storms can roll in without warning, and the thin air can be unforgiving. Refuge des Cosmiques stands as a fusion of human ingenuity and nature's grandeur. It draws in those who seek not just a reprieve, but an encounter with the raw power of the alpine wilderness. Here, among the granite giants, one discovers that experiencing the extraordinary often means daring to embrace the elements. High above the winding Spiti River, the cliffside settlements of Spiti Valley emerge as resilient oases of life and culture. They exist in a landscape sculpted by centuries of relentless wind and time. Perched precariously on steep cliffsides, these ancient villages such as Ki, Kibba, and Langza serve as both homes and fortresses. They protect against the harsh Himalayan environment. Built from mud bricks and stone, they are steeped in a history that echoes through their narrow alleyways and crumbling walls. Architecture here doesn't merely conform to the terrain. It dances with it. Some structures reach heights of 4,500 meters, a feat necessitated by the need for protection from avalanches and bitter winter snows. Each building is a testament to human ingenuity, designed to withstand conditions that would dismantle lesser shelters. Remarkably, the settlements boast centuries-old Buddhist monasteries, where monks continue age-old practices that seem unchanged by time. The stunning thangkas and intricate murals whisper stories of spirituality, preserving a rich cultural heritage in an age of modernity. In a community where life flourishes against the odds, the people share a deep connection to their surroundings. The Spiti Valley locals, known for their indomitable spirit, maintain the ancient practice of subsistence farming. This is a challenge in this high-altitude desert. Yet they cultivate barley, peas, and potatoes. They're vibrant festivals where laughter dances through the thin air. Celebrate not only survival, but also unity. One might be surprised to learn that Spiti Valley, despite its isolation, fosters a growing interest in astrophysics. Researchers are drawn to its stunning dark skies for celestial observations. Additionally, these cliff settlements exemplify the harmony between tradition and modernity. Solar panels now adorn some rooftops, providing an eco-friendly energy source to sustain life. Spiti Valley cliff settlements stand as enduring symbols of resilience. Every rock and whispering wind tells tales of human determination. They endure against the harshest elements, creating a living narrative of hope etched into stone. Carved into the rock face of the Irasheti Mountain, Vardzia Cave City unfolds as a monumental testament to the resilience of early medieval Georgia. This ancient monastery complex was first established in the 12th century during the reign of Queen Tamar. It was designed not merely for worship, but also as a refuge against invading forces, originally housing over 2,000 monks. Its intricate halls and chambers extend nearly a kilometer. They are etched directly into the cliffside, reminding us of both human ingenuity and survival instincts. Vardzia exists as a labyrinth of interconnected tunnels, living quarters, and chapels, all culminate in a breathtaking church that bears ornate frescoes, many of which remain remarkably preserved. Surprising to some, this monastery boasts an innovative ventilation system born from centuries-old wisdom, venting hot air upwards through carefully placed openings, keeps the space pleasantly cool even during the scorching summer months. The site, a hidden sanctuary long forgotten by time, was discovered in the late 19th century. It was revitalized as it became a symbol of national pride, following Georgia's independence. Today, as you stand at the entrance, sunlight spills into the cave's depths. It illuminates the graceful arches and flickering candles that dance along the stone. Each step echoes the ages, the whispers of devotion resonating in the cool air. Surrounded by an arid landscape and steeped in history, it serves as both a reminder of the past and a refuge for those seeking solace and spiritual awakening. The legends of Vardsia stretch beyond architecture. They weave tales of survival, secret passages, and hidden treasures that inspire the imagination. At the heart of this stone city lies a unique connection to the divine. Here, faith transcends time and space. Vardsia remains an undying heartbeat, a sanctuary born from rock. It continues to remind us of the strength found in vulnerability and the sacred, in the extraordinary embrace of nature. High above the lush Paro Valley, layers of mist wrap the mountains in a silken shroud, lies Paro Taktsang, better known as Tiger's Nest. This monastery clings to its granite perch. It embodies the spirit of Bhutan. There is a symbiotic relationship between the sacred and the natural world, designed as a tribute to Guru Padmasambhava, who is believed to have meditated here in the 8th century. It is a pilgrimage site where faith meets the fierce elements. Constructed in the 17th century, the complex rises from the cliff with elegance. This elegance belies its precariousness, existing as a symbol of perseverance. Its wooden beams and intricate carvings echo craftsmanship of a bygone era. They preserve the Bhutanese reverence for nature and spirituality. Cloistered within its walls are ancient relics and vibrant murals. These murals narrate tales of enlightenment and devotion. Yet one of its most profound stories is that of its survival. A devastating fire in 1998 threatened to reduce this sanctuary to ashes. The local community rallied to restore its splendor within a mere 7 years. This showcases not only their craftsmanship, but also their unwavering faith. To reach this hallowed site, pilgrims embark on a rigorous hike. They ascend steep paths and traverse narrow ledges. As they rise, so does the altitude. With it comes the dizzying views of the valley below. At times, the journey itself feels like an act of spiritual cleansing. Each step is accompanied by the whisper of the wind. They hear the distant call of prayer flags fluttering in the breeze. Notably, the iconic structure remains inaccessible by road. This ensures it remains a sanctuary for those who seek it with purpose. They often carry with them offerings. This practice underscores the deep-seated connection between devotion and the land. Paro Taktsang stands not merely as a building. It is a sanctuary where earth and sky embrace. It invites all who dare to journey to its heights. They ponder what it truly means to believe. A solitary sentinel of faith, Katskai Pillar juts dramatically from the Georgian landscape. It is a limestone monolith that appears to defy gravity and reason alike. Towering at nearly 40 meters, this natural wonder serves as the site of a hermitage. It is believed to have been established as early as the 6th century. Monks once sought refuge here, clinging to the rock as they pursued lives of isolation and devotion. They carved sanctity into sheer stone. The journey to this sanctuary is a pilgrimage itself, fraught with challenges and wonders. Visitors traverse winding paths, negotiating the undulating hills of the Imereti region. They drink in the sight of the pillar rising sharply from the earth. Each step toward the foot of its vertical height amplifies the sense of awe. As you approach, glimpses of the church emerge. You can see the ruins of humble monastic cells and the scattered remnants of ancient gardens. These elements whisper stories from centuries past. What makes Katskai extraordinary isn't just its formidable height. It is the sheer audacity of human spirit in pursuit of the divine. In the 1990s, after years of neglect, the site was revived as monks returned. They rekindled its rich history and spiritual significance. The monastic community, now a living memory of the past, opens its doors to seekers of all kinds. They allow visitors a glimpse into a world that thrived on faith and isolation. Surprising to many is how the pillars' sides are marked by the passage of time. Not only do the weathered stones tell tales of human devotion, nature, too, has etched its influence onto the surface. It has transformed the pillar into a living canvas. Though the climb to the top requires a strong heart and a steady hand, those who dare often find themselves enveloped in an indescribable stillness. This stillness echoes the silent prayers of those who once inhabited its heights. Katskai Pillar, more than a physical landmark, stands as a profound reminder. It symbolizes humanity's enduring quest for connection to something greater. It is a solitary expression of faith, resilience, and the sheer will to transcend. This is etched against the vastness of the sky. Carved into the earth like a secret whispered through stone, Uplistsikh Cave City unfolds in a series of astonishing chambers and passageways. These date back to the early Iron Age. This ancient site, its name meaning the place of the gods, represents a vivid tableau of human ingenuity against the backdrop of Georgia's sweeping landscape. From its origins as a bustling urban center, Uplistsikh has evolved into an extraordinary canvas of interconnected caves and buildings. Early inhabitants molded their dwellings from the very rock itself. As you navigate through these winding corridors, evidence of ancient pottery and remnants of fire reveal the communal life that once flourished here. A striking feature is the grand wine cellar, an architectural marvel that hints at the region's long-standing viticultural heritage. Surprisingly, the city once hosted a thriving marketplace, where ideas and goods exchanged hands. Cultures of East and West mingled along this historic Silk Road. Over millennia, the site has weathered countless storms, both natural and human, yet it remains a testament to resilience. The complex network of caves includes a multitude of sacred spaces. Most notably is the basilica carved into the rock, which still holds echoes of prayers spoken centuries ago. Visitors often find themselves entranced by the views from the cliffs. The distant silhouettes of the Caucasus Mountains appear palpable, a reminder of nature's omnipresence amid human ambition. Yet Uplistsikh is not just a relic of the past. It vibrates with the energy of those who once inhabited its walls. Their stories are etched into the very fabric of the stone. The transition from a prosperous city to an archaeological wonder reflects a world transformed. Daily life ebbed and flowed amidst the trials of time. In this extraordinary labyrinth of history, one cannot simply observe. You must engage and feel the weight of millennia resting on your shoulders. Understand that this place breathes a narrative of survival, creativity, and the enduring human spirit. Uplistsikh invites you to witness the dance between the earthly and the divine. forever blurring the lines between what is lost and what remains. Carved into the very fabric of the earth, the Sassi di Matera is a labyrinth of ancient stone dwellings. These dwellings whisper stories of resilience and survival. This UNESCO World Heritage Site once served as a sanctuary. It was a refuge for early humans, sheltering them from harsh realities. Those who walked these winding paths centuries ago lived closely with the rocky terrain. They crafted homes from the natural rock formations that cradled them. What makes Matera extraordinary is not just its age. Its continuous evolution is also remarkable. Until the 1950s, this network of cave dwellings fell into disrepair. It became a symbol of poverty. Yet its spirit endured. In a dramatic reversal of fortune, artists, historians, and visionaries have breathed new life into the Sassi. They transformed it into a vibrant cultural hub, celebrated for its artistic legacy. Today, local artisans craft pottery and textiles. Visitors wander through the narrow alleys, captivated by the harmonious blend of tradition and innovation. Surprising to many, Matera is also home to some of the oldest rock churches in the world. These churches are decorated with vivid frescoes that reveal a rich tapestry of faith. These sacred spaces, hewn from the living rock, stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time. The story of Matera is woven into the very stone that forms its buildings. Each crevice and curve tells tales of human endurance. As night falls, the Sassi emerges into a dreamlike glow. The houses, lit from within, seem to pulse with life. They cast reflections on the canyon that cradles them. This ethereal beauty draws artists, filmmakers, and dreamers. They seek to capture a sense of timelessness. Matera reminds us that places can transform. They reflect the resilience of the human spirit against adversity. It invites us to reconsider our connection to the world around us. In its stones, we find a silent promise. Even the most forgotten places can rise again. They echo with the laughter, struggles, and dreams of generations past. Soaring high above the Thessalian landscape, the Meteora monasteries emerge like ancient sentinels. They challenge the very laws of gravity and imagination. These stone behemoths were sculpted by nature's hand over millennia. They serve as a refuge, a sanctuary from chaos. Established in the 14th century, the monasteries were born of desperation and devotion. They were built by monks seeking safety from turmoil and strife. To construct these hallowed retreats, the monks relied on unyielding determination. Every brick was painstakingly carried up steep cliffs. Some were surmounted by rope ladders and baskets. These dangled precariously in the air. For centuries, this was the only access to the heights. A few brave souls sought solitude and enlightenment amidst the clouds. The last monk to ascend this vertiginous route via basket did so in 1950. This is a chilling reminder of their once isolated existence. Now the largest of the monasteries, the Great Meteoron, stands not just as a home for monks. It is also a repository of priceless relics. It serves as a living connection to a bygone era. Visitors today can traverse the stone steps that cut into the mountainside. Yet they cannot escape the sense of awe inspired by the sheer verticality around them. Nor can they ignore the isolation that defined the early inhabitants' lives. Beyond their architectural ingenuity, the Meteora monasteries are steeped in spirituality. They embody the quest for peace in a turbulent world. Intriguingly, despite the thriving tourism that surrounds them, many monks continue their ascetic lives atop these cliffs. They preserve ancient traditions while maintaining a profound connection to the divine. Here, amid the rugged sandstone pillars, nature and faith intertwine in a way that transcends earthly concerns. The Meteora monasteries compel us to confront the heights of human ambition. They also challenge us to explore the depths of our spiritual yearnings. They remind us that true sanctuary often lies where few dare to tread. These spaces are defined not just by their beauty, but by the courage to reach them.